Hello, friends. Welcome to Adventures in Pixieland. My name's Amy. I'm an ordained minister, and we are in Bible study. We are in the Niv, and we are in the book of 2 Samuel. We are in chapter 17. And we're continuing the very disturbing story of this guy, Ahithophel. I'm not pronouncing that right. Ahithophel and Absalom. This guy's giving terrible advice to apparently David. Like, they're treating him like he inquires with God. Only he gives advice like sleep with your stepmoms in public. That's not any God thing I've ever heard of. Ahithophel said to Absalom, I would, or let me, choose 12,000 men and set out tonight in pursuit of David. I would be, or will, attack him while he is weary and weak. I would, again, or will, strike him with terror, and then all the people with him will flee. And then I would, or will, strike down only the king and bring all the people back to you. The death of the man you seek will mean the return of all. All the people will be unharmed. The plan seemed good to Absalom and to all the elders of Israel who were in on it. Okay, but Absalom said, summon also Hushai the Archite, so we can hear what he has to say. When Hushai came to him, Absalom said, Ahithophel has given us this advice. Should we do what he says? If not, give us your opinion. Hushai replied to Absalom, the advice Ahithophel has given is not good this time. You know your father and his men, they are fighters, and as fierce as a wild bear robbed of your cubs. Besides, your father is an experienced fighter. He will not spend the night with the troops. Even now, he is hidden in a cave or some other place. If you should attack your troops first, if he should attack your troops first, I'm going to footnote C, or when some of the men fall at the first attack, whoever hears about it will say, there has been a slaughter among the troops who follow Absalom. Then even the bravest soldiers whose heart is like the heart of a lion will melt with fear, for all Israel knows that your father is a fighter and that those with him are brave. So don't do this, because you make yourself look weak. So I advise you, let all Israel, from Dan to Beersheba, as numerous as the sand on the seashore, be gathered to you with yourself, leading them into battle. Then we will attack him wherever he may be found, and we will fall on him as the dew settles on the ground. Neither he nor any of his men will be left alive. If he draws into a city, then all Israel will bring ropes to that city, and we will drag it down to the valley until not even a piece of it can be found. Absalom and all the men of Israel said the advice of Hushai the Archite is better than that of Ahithophel. For the Lord had determined to frustrate the good advice of Ahithophel in order to bring disaster on Absalom. So it's actually the one person's advice that is actually better. Go chase down David now while you can. Hushai told Zadok and Abiathar, the priests, Ahithophel has advised Absalom and the elders of Israel to do such and such, but I have advised them to do so and so. Now send a message immediately and tell David, do not spend the night at the fords in the desert. Cross over without fail, or the king and all the people with him will be swallowed up. Jonathan and Ahimaaz were staying in Rogel. Ahimaaz, Himaaz, and in Rogel, En, and then space, Rogel. A servant girl was to go and inform them, and they were to go and tell King David, for they could not risk being seen entering the city. But a young man, saw them and told Absalom. So the two of them left quickly, and they went to the house of the man in Bahurim, Bahurim, and he had a well in its courtyard, and they climbed down into it. His wife took a covering and spread it out over the opening of the well and scattered grain over it. No one knew anything about it. When Absalom's men came to the woman at the house, they asked, "Where is Ahimaaz, Ahimaaz, and Jonathan?" The woman answered them, "They crossed over the brook." It's got a footnote. "Or they passed by the sheep's pen toward the water." The men searched but found no one, so they returned to Jerusalem. After the men had gone, the two climbed out of the well and went to inform King David. And they said to him, "Set out and cross over the river at once. Ahithophel has advised such and such against you." So David and all the people with him set out and crossed the Jordan by daybreak. No one was left who had not crossed the Jordan. When Ahithophel saw that his advice had not been followed, he saddled his donkey and set out for his house in his hometown. He wasn't sticking around here if he wasn't going to be listened to. He put his house in order and then hanged himself. So he died and was buried in his father's tomb. That's not good. Suicide is that's a... David went to Mahanaim, like Manahem is what it really kind of looks like to me, but Mahanaim, and Absalom crossed the Jordan with all the men of Israel. Absalom had appointed Amasa, Amasa, over the army in place of Joab. Amasa was the son of a man named Jether, Jether, Hebrew, Ithro, Ithro, R-A, which is a variant of Jether, an Israelite. Hebrew is some on the Septuagint manuscript, also First Chronicles, Ishmaelite or Jezreelite. So, if one is an Ishmaelite, that means that one comes from Ishmael, not Isaac. Okay, that's what that would mean. Who had married Abigail. Okay, just a different variation of Abigail. The daughter of Nahash, and the sister of Zeruiah, and the mother of Joab. Okay. So this was a child of Abraham, but not a child of Isaac, who was married to a child of, a daughter of Isaac. So, okay. The Israelites and Absalom camped in the land of Gilead. When David came to Mahanaim, Shobi, Shobi, son of Nahash, from Rabbah, Nahash, from Rabbah, Rabbah, of the Ammonites, and Makir, Makir, son of Amiel, Ammiel, from Lo, Lo, and then Debar, Devar, and Barzia. At least that's how I want to say it, because when you put those two L's together in Spanish, it's a Y. So Barzillai, Barzillai, the Gileadite from Rogalim, Roglim, brought bedding and bowls and articles of pottery. They also brought wheat and barley, flour and roasted grain, beans and lentils. So they're making a meal. This sounds, they plan on being there for a while. Most Septuagint manuscripts in the Syriac Hebrew, it's lentils and roasted grain. So maybe not as, instead of beans. Okay. So it's lentils and roasted grain. Honey, curds, sheep, and cheese from cow's milk for David and his people to eat. For they said, the people have become hungry and tired and thirsty in the desert. So somebody is indicating that they brought a feast for King David when he had arrived in his location. And isn't that nice? If you want to find out what happens from here, because we do certainly continue on with the story of King David, you're going to need to come back for the next video, friends. Hello, friends. Happy Memorial Day. Bible study, chapter 16. Well, John, chapter 16. We are going to do 1 through 16 in this video, and then in a separate one do 17 through 33. This parable here is called the work of the Holy Spirit, but the first few, there are a few verses beforehand. Now, at this point, we've gone through the Last Supper. Jesus is telling them it's time to go, essentially. They have to soon, be out in the middle of the woods. They have to be out in the middle of the woods soon. That's where he'll get arrested. And then, his passion starts. So, all this I have told to you so that you will not go astray. They will put you out of the synagogue. In fact, a time is coming when anyone who kills you will think he is offering a service to God. They will do such things because they have not known the Father or me. I have told you this so that when the time comes, you will remember that I warned you. I did not tell you this at first because I was with you. Like, he didn't want him to worry about this kind of thing. It's like, understand that if you continue to preach in my name, they're going to persecute you. Because I had a following, and they feel like I'm dangerous, so they will kill me. And they will, and see, as a result of killing him, they're being judged. That's when the judgment starts for the sin of killing him. Now we're actually on the work of the Holy Spirit, verse 5. Now I'm going to him who sent me. Yet none of you asks me, where are you going? Because I have said these things, you are filled with grief. But I tell you the truth. It is for your good that I'm going away. Unless I go away, the Counselor, it's the Holy Spirit, will not come to you. But if I go, I will send him to you. When he comes, he will convict the world of guilt in regard to sin and righteousness and judgment. In regard to sin, because men do not believe in me. In regard to righteousness, because I am going to the Father, where you can see me no longer. I don't know if that made an audible sound for you guys. I'm sorry. So, like I was saying, for in righteousness, he didn't actually break any laws, but they're convicting and killing him anyway. That's why Pontius Pilate didn't want to kill him. He was like, for what? What'd he do? I don't see anything here. They were just insistent, though. In regard to judgment, because the prince of this world now stands condemned. So the prince of this world, these are all euphemisms for Satan. Because in the Jewish belief system, again, there is no hell. Earth is where you learn your lessons. So Satan isn't in some other sub-basement of Earth for this culture in this time frame. He's walking around on this 3D plane with us. He was cast down to here, where we are, which is why in their environment there seems to be demons all over the place possessing people. Of course, some of it is mental disturbance, and all the paralyzed people. Some of them, they think it's demons. It's called Tay-Sachs, right? So there's a combination of those things going on. I'm not going to say nobody was possessed. I wasn't there. I believe people can be possessed. I've never met one, but I do believe it's possible. I have much more to say to you, more than you can now bear. But when He, the Spirit of truth, comes, against the Holy Spirit, He will guide you into all truth. He will not speak on His own. He will speak only what He hears, like a prophet. Prophets aren't allowed to just say whatever they want. They can only say the words of God. And He will tell you what is yet to come. He will bring glory to me by taking from what is mine and making it known to you. The Holy Spirit helps us understand the Father and the Son better. Step down transformer. Like Metatron. Metatron was a knock. He was once a living human like any of us who rose bodily. He could hear God and speak, back and forth to Him, but the other humans alive at that time could not. They weren't in the right alignment. They were more in an animal state than a human state. Like, we are nicer to each other as a general rule out in the world now than we were back in the day. And if you guys are like, no way, listen. Today, if somebody grabs you off the street and other people see it, they have the right to stop that person, and they will be arrested and go to jail. And they will not just let him take you and do whatever he wants right there on the street right in that moment. And back in the time frames we're talking about in the Old Testament, that kind of thing was commonplace. It was, how could you get away? You could just go out into while she's working in the middle of the vineyard, kidnap her, and now you have a wife. Okay? That wasn't just caveman days. That was still occurring while we're in the Old Testament of the Bible, in the BC era. So, yes, it was worse. And less safe. And more germy. And a much higher death rate. No matter what time period in history you're in, almost all of them, that's what you're going to find further back you go. So, all that belongs to the Father is mine. This is why I said the Spirit will take what is mine and make it known to you. In a little while, you see me no more. You will see me no more, and then in a little while, you will see me. So I'm going away for a little bit, but then you'll see me again, because I'll come back and talk to you. He's like, I don't want you to freak out. I'm gonna die, but I'm not really gone. I have to go see what this crazy dog I'm babysitting is doing in my yard. You guys have a good rest of your morning. Hello, friends, and welcome to Adventures in Pixieland. My name is Amy, and I'm an ordained minister. We are in Bible study. We are in the NIV, and we are in the book of Psalms, book 5. We are in Psalm 119, and in this video we're going from 49 to 64, covering 2 different letters of the alphabet with these little poems on there. So we're sort of doing a 2-for-1 class, if you will. And this one we're doing Zayin. Okay, now you can see Zayin, and right next to it, last time we did Vav, or it has it as Wow. So V and W are interchangeable here. Okay, so see how it's got just slightly different? It's shorter, and it's got a little piece that sticks out at the end. And Zayin is the letter Z, the number 7, and also is a sword, an axe, a weapon to cut or to pierce, because they're pictorial, not just letters. Remember your word to your servant, for you have given me hope. My comfort in my suffering is this: your promise preserves my life. The arrogant mock me without restraint, but I do not turn from your law. I remember your ancient laws, O Lord, and I find comfort in them. Indignation grips me because of the wicked who have forsaken your law. Your decrees are a theme of my song wherever I lodge. In the night I remember your name, O Lord, and I will keep your law. This has been my practice. I obey your precepts. It's pretty straightforward. And then the next letter they have here is Heth. Could also be considered Cheth, depending on if you want to put the CH in there. And it looks similar to Hey, as you can see from previous videos. Hey and Cheth, except you'll note that how it's continuous here, where it was broken there. Every little bit there matters, okay? And it's a CH or a KH. It's the number 8, and it also means a fence, an inner room, or a chamber. To separate, to cut off from, as opposed to Zayn, where it's to cut, is to cut off from, right? Or to protect, because you might have to cut off somebody in order to protect everybody else. And you can also see how inner chamber might be, they could be talking in, like, if they were writing these things, usually chiseling them in stone, but, once you get papyrus sort of thing, then, sort of calligraphy, if you will, talking about maybe where the Ark of the Covenant was stored, right? Because then you have the tent of meeting and you have the inner chambers within there, or in the overall temple construction. Right? We're going to pick up where we left off here, though, verse 57. You are my portion, O Lord. I have promised to obey your words. I have sought your face with all my heart. Be gracious to me according to your promise. I have considered my ways and have turned my steps to your statutes. I will hasten and not delay to obey your commands. Though the wicked bind me with ropes, I will not forget your law. At midnight I will rise to give you thanks for your righteous laws. I am a friend to all who fear you, to all who follow your precepts. The earth is filled with your love, O Lord. Teach me your decrees. Until the next video, friends.